Now, Central Oregon's local alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Shaw.
Good Monday morning, 10 minutes past the hour. You know, the hazy skies we've seen over the last few days are now being replaced with some much needed rain right here on the high desert. The rain this weekend was a welcome sight for firefighters that are continuing to battle for wildfires here in Oregon. Containment lines are steadily growing on the fires. Riverside Fire, which has now burned nearly 140,000 acres, is 61% contained. The Beachy Creek Fire is now 71% contained. Lions Head Fire, which has burned more than 200,000 acres, is nearly 50% contained. Well, the Holiday Farm fire burning west of Mackenzie Bridge is now 96% contained. Now crews are focusing on making sure drainage features in the area can handle more rain in the fall and the winter months.
Even though the vegetation in a lot of places was very intensely burned, the soils actually are very resilient. So the vegetation off the top is burned, but the soils underneath are holding their structure, they're holding roots, and they're going to be covered really well with needles, so they're going to recover really well in the next couple of years.
Fire crews are building a soil burn severity map to study the field conditions. Well, the big hope is that those rains don't strike so suddenly and with such volume that mudslides are now going to become a problem. That's going to be the purpose of that map. Well, this morning we're looking at a fairly windy morning, but those winds are going to weaken just a bit as we get our way through the day. In fact, by tonight we'll see light and variable winds. It isn't quite done with us yet. They're going to pick up again tomorrow, so another windy day. Mostly clear skies as we get through the day, and will stay well below average for our daytime highs. All of this wind has actually helped clear our air. Our air quality around Central Oregon is superb this morning. Most of the locations on the map are at zero right now as far as particulate content in the air, so we're in good shape to get the morning going. Mountains aren't bad either. We are looking at good conditions throughout the Cascades. The mountain roads are in good shape, and we're not really expecting much more by way of any snow, even at the upper elevations. We did have some storm activity this morning in New England, eastern Pennsylvania and up through that region, northern Minnesota and Wisconsin getting some thunderstorm activity. The rest of the West in pretty good shape. We did have some scattered showers that are being brought to us by this strong westerly flow. The big factor for just about everyone is wind. Now, for Central Oregon, this dies down a bit. Heavier winds are going to be farther to the north. If you're headed down the gorge today, anyone driving up toward I-84, just be very careful with some very gusty winds. High-profile vehicles like trucks and motorhomes and trailers may have a bit of a challenge negotiating that wind. And the airflow doesn't change much over the next couple of days. We're going to see this westerly flow stay fairly strong through today and into tomorrow. Consequently, we get another windy day out of the deal, and mixed in with this is some cooler temperatures. You wouldn't know that right now. Most of Central Oregon in the low to mid 50s to get the day started. We're at 57 at the Bend Airport, 56 at Roberts Field. We just don't warm a great deal as we get through the day. Lapine has now dropped to 49 degrees. The rest of us are scattered through the 50s with the exception of Warm Springs at 61. Variable quality to the winds. Some areas still seeing some pretty gusty conditions. We have sustained winds in Madras at 21 miles an hour right now. Temperatures just don't warm a great deal today. We're in the low to mid 50s for most of the region, and we'll be in the upper 50s to low 60s for a lot of Central Oregon. We'll get a couple of spots that'll hit upper 60s, maybe 70 degrees, but they are going to be few and far between. Upper 50s to low 60s for most of Crook County, and that's going to be true for Deschutes as well. Pollen counts are not going to be a problem for you today, and thankfully neither is the smoke. We are going to see some pretty good air quality staying with us. Staying cool and breezy here for the next couple days. Rain showers Tuesday will taper off Tuesday night, and we'll wind up in pretty good shape for Wednesday, staying cool through Wednesday, but that's when the warm-up will start, and we'll look at some pretty fair conditions going into next weekend.